The term pathology, etymological means. Etymological meaning, this is the Greek word. Etymological meaning, that one is the Greek word. Uh, Greek word here, pathos. Pathos meaning, main important, pathos meaning suffering. Logos meaning the study or to speak or discourse. This one is the naming. The study of the suffering, the plants pathology is the study of suffering plants. Okay, we will discuss about to the plant pathology. In the pathology, how many the term pathology etymological means. Etymological means this is a Greek word. Pathos meaning suffering, logos meaning the study or speak or disease. Here, the study of suffering. Pathology meaning the study of suffering. Thus, plant pathology is the study of the suffering plants. You can study here plant biology. That's where the study of the suffering for plants. In case humans or animal biology, stay suffering for the animals, suffering for the humans like this. The here plant pathology has following four main objectives. Here, how many objectives are there? Four main objectives. One, etiology. Second one, pathogenesis. Etiology. The second one, pathogenesis. The second one is the pathogenesis. The third one is called epidermology. Epidermology. The fourth one is control. Okay, etiology, pathogenesis. The first one is the etiology. The second one, pathology, pathogenesis. Third one, epidermology. Fourth one is the control. Okay, the plant pathology is the science that studied plant disease and attempt to improve the chance for survival of plants when they are faced with unfavorable environmental condition and parasitic microorganisms causing diseases. Okay. In this one, plant pathology is a challenging, interesting, important, and worth studying in its own right. Okay. It is also, however, a science that has a practical and noble goal of protecting the food available for humans and animals. Yes or no? Yes, this one is the practical noble goal. The main important protecting the food available for humans and animals. It is also, however, a science that has a practical and noble goal of the protecting of the food available for humans and animals. The plant diseases by their presence prevent the cultivation and growth of food plants in some areas, or food plants by maybe cultivated and grown, but plant diseases may attack them, destroy parts or all of the plants and reduce much of their produces, that is food, before they can be harvested or consumed in the pursuit of goal. The plant pathology is joined by the science and entomology and weed science. Okay, that's where this is pathology meaning etymologically. This one is the include by the science, join the science, entomology is there in this one. Weed science also present in this pathology. See, in the pathology, What is the plant and diseases? Before this one, in the pathology, following four main groups, no, main objectives are there. One is the etiology, second one is the pathology, pathogenesis, epidermology, control. What is the etiology or etiology? Someone to spoke that etiology, someone to spoke that one etiology. Etiology or etiology, it concerns with the casual organisms. It concern etiology meaning it concerns casual concerns with casual organisms. This is the study of living and non-living entities, including environmental conditions that cause diseases in plant. This is the etiology. Shall I repeat? Etiology, the plant pathology, four main objective. The first one is the etiology. Etiology meaning it concern with the casual organisms. This is the study of living and non-living entities, including environmental conditions that cause disease in plant. This is called the uh, this is called the etiology or etology. Next one, pathogenesis. This is the actual mechanism of disease development. It mainly concern with the process of infection and colonization of colonization of the host by the pathogen. This phase involves complex host-pathogen interaction. Complex host-pathogen interaction. This is the pathogenesis. Pathogenesis meaning the mechanism of disease development in it mainly concern with the process of infection and colonization of host by the pathogen. This phase is involves complex pathogen interaction. The third one, epidermology. Epidermology meaning it is mainly concerned with epidermis. Epidermis meaning more correctively termed as epiphytotics. Epiphytotics in case of plant disease. It is in fact spread of the pathogen within crop areas. There are various ways in which pathogens multiply and spread through population of susceptible host in the field during the growing season. If conditions are favorable for pathogen development, sometimes there are extensive outbreaks of the disease. But the term epidermology has a wide meaning and also includes most field aspects of the disease. Actually, it is the interaction of crop, pathogen, and environment. In this one, epidemiology, both interaction with the pathogen and environment, where population of plants and pathogens rather than individuals are involved. Thus, epidermology in this wider sense includes also the seasonal carryover and subsequent dispersal of pathogens. This is called the epidermology. Next one, control. How to control the disease. This concern with the development of suitable method of controlling the disease with the objective of reducing the loss in the yield of the crop to its minimum. This is the control. And borderly plant pathology involved two phases. Before that one, what is the plant? What is the disease? Plants, whether cultivation or wild. Sometimes in some area, the plant cultivations are there. or in forest, in normally wild varieties also there. You can observe the plants. Some mainly, some mostly economically cultivated are there. Some are plants is a wild grow and produced well as long as a soil. Yes or no? Produce well as a long as the soil provides them with sufficient nutrient, the soil to provide. In the plants, the soil to provide sufficient nutrient, moisture, light reach their leaves, and the temperature remain within a certain normal range. Certain normal range. Plants, however, also get sick. That time, what happened? The plants, however, also get sick. Sick plants grow and produce poorly. Yes or no? The way the sick disease are there, in that disease, plants grow very poorly. They exhibit various types of symptoms. When the plant is causing the disease, in that time, you can observe to the some symptoms. Various types of symptoms you can observe. Yes or no? And often part of plants, sometimes the disease, the some parts of the plants, or sometimes whole plant body also die. It is known as whether diseased plants feel pain or discomfort. Same like that in our body, causing the disease very weak and discomfort. Same like that plants also, when the causing disease are there, in that time the plants are feeling very painful and discomfort. Both the disease plants or animals or human beings where living organisms are there, the same feelings are there, discomfort are there, painful feeling are there. Okay, coming to the next point, the agents that cause disease in plants are the same or very similar. Which one agents causing the diseases? Any one is name is called agent. The which one is causing the disease is there? That one is called the disease that is the agent. The agent that cause disease in plants are the same or very similar to those causing disease humans, same the and animals also. Which agent causing the disease on plants are there? Same or very similar to those causing disease in humans and animals. They include pathogenic microorganisms, such as how many types of microorganisms causing the diseases. You know, the microorganisms are called, what are they? Viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoans, and nematodes. These are causing the disease from the microorganisms. These microorganisms causing the disease. And unfavorable environmental condition also. Another include point is the unfavorable environmental conditions, such as lack or excess of nutrient. What happened in that one? Lack of excess of nutrients, lack of moisture and light also, the presence of the toxic chemicals in the air or soil. In that time, in the chemicals also present in the air or soil. The plant is damage caused by the the plant's damage causing by the insects, humans or other animals is not usually include the study of the plant pathology. Okay, these are not usually include in the study of plant pathology. Plant pathology is the study of the organisms, and of environmental factors that causing disease in the plants. These mechanisms, these factors include the disease in plants, and the method of preventing or method of controlling disease, reducing damage it causes. The plant pathology is an integrative science. That is a integrative science and profession that use and combines the basic knowledge of botany and mycology, bacteriology. The study of fungi is mycology. The study of bacteria, bacteriology. Study of virus, virology. Study of nematodes, nematology. The plant anatomy, plant physiology, genetics, molecular biology, and genetic engineering, biochemistry, horticultural, agronomy, tissue culture, soil science, forestry, chemistry, physics, meteorology, and many other branches of sciences. You can deal with the plant pathology. And coming to the concept of diseases. The concept, it is accepted that a plant is healthy. Okay, it is a how to concept the disease. It is accepted that a, a plant is healthy or normal. Can observe the plant is very healthy or normal when it can carry out its physiological functions to the best of its genetic potential. The meristems meaning the cambium of the cell. Meristematic flow, main tissues is the cambium. I'll explain now. The cambium cells of a healthy plant divide and differentiate as needed. And different types of specialized cells absorb water, the nutrient from the soil, translocate these to all plant parts, carry on photosynthesis, translocate, metabolize, or store the photosynthetic products, and produce seeds or other reproductive organs for survival and multiplications. When these abilities of the cell, plant parts carry out one or more of the essential function. It is referred to by the either pathogenic organisms or an adverse environmental factors. The activities of the cells are disturbed, alerted, or inhibited the cells malfunction or die. That's where the plant become diseased. When the diseased plant then can be defined as the series of invisible and visible response of plant cell tissue to pathogenic organism or environmental factor that result in adverse changes in the form, function, integrity of the plant, and many lead to the partial important or death of the plant parts of the entire plant. This is the concept. See, this is the represent of the basic function in a plant where the left side, you can observe the left side, basic function in the plant and the kind of interference with these function right side caused by some common type of plant disease. See, you can observe the picture. Borderly plant pathology involved two phases. One is the science of learning and understanding the disease. The first one, science of learning and understanding the disease. And the second one, the art of applying the knowledge to real life problem. Thus, plant pathology is both a science as well as an arts. Okay, a plant pathologist is concerned both with its science, that is learning and understanding the nature of a disease, as well as its art, that is diagnosis, treatment, or control of plant disease as an attempt to solve real problems of life. According to Stackman and Harrier, 1957, disease of individual plants are relatively unimportant, and plant pathology is therefore essentially a community accepts or plant public health science. Here lies the basic difference in plant pathology and animal pathology, particularly human pathology. Three pathologies are there. One is the plant pathology. Second thing is the animal pathology. Third third one is human pathology. Okay. In human pathology, the medical doctor main target is to cure individual by treatment. Okay. Whereas a plant pathologist hardly bother about the disease individual plant. Okay, but listen careful. A plant pathologist hardly bothers about the diseased individual plants. He is rather concerned mainly with those plants which are still uninfected and healthy in the field. His main objective is to adopt measures that could prevent the infection of healthy plants. He is at least concerned with the individual diseased plants, except in rare cases as tree, where individual can be cured by some curative methods. In plant pathology, most methods of disease control are preventive, that is the prophylactic, whereas in human pathology, these are curative. Plant pathology with such a viewpoint is thus a community accept. At the same time, it must be understood that with a science viewpoint, each suffering plant in field is important. Okay, this is the most. Coming to the next. For example, in the plants, infection of roots may cause roots. In first one, you can infected in the plant body. First, you can observe the in the plant body infection for the roots. Roots may cause roots to rot and make them to absorb unable to absorb absorb water and nutrient from the soil. Infection of xylem vessels, infection of the xylem vessels, and as happen in vascular cryptograms. And that one is the vascular cryptograms. The vascular cryptograms, that is the vascular cryptograms meaning the xylem and phloem both are to presence in this one. Next one, some cankers. Cankers meaning citrus canker. Citrus canker, many plants to canker. This is a viral disease. Okay. Interferes with the translocation of water and minerals to the crown of the plant. Infection of the infection of the foliages has happened in the root system. In case, in sometimes, the next one is the leaf spot. Coming to the second one, leaf spot. Leaf spot is the leaves blights. Leaf spot lo main important is the blights, rust, mildews, mosaic. These are the leaf diseases and mosaic. This one is the mosaic after that one. Mosaics and so on. Interferons also. Interferons with photosynthetic infection of phloem cell. Photosynthetic infection of the photosynthetic infection of the phloem cells in the veins of leaves and in the bark of stem and shoots, as happens in cancers and in a disease caused by the viruses. These disease you can observe to the mostly causing the disease is the viruses, and the viruses, molecules and protozoans. Many protozoans also main important. Protozoans, protozoa interference with the downward translocation of the photosynthetic products. That is infection of flower, infection of fruits, interference with the reproduction. This one is the coming to the next one. Here, photosynthetic microorganism that is called the transmissible biotic. Transmissible biotic is called the living organism or living things. These transmissible bioagent that can causing diseases and causing disease and generally referred to as pathogens. Usually cause disease in plants by distributing the metabolism of plant cells through enzyme, toxins, growth regulators, and other substances they create and by the observing foodstuffs from the host cell on their own use. Some types of pathogens may also causing disease by growing and multiplying in the xylem or phloem vessels of the plants, thereby blocking the upward transportation of water or the downward movement of the sugars, respectively, through the tissues. Environmental factors causing diseases in plants is called abiotic. Biotic factors are there. Abiotic factors are present. Abiotic factors meaning environmental conditions or environmental factors, that is called temperature, moisture, minerals, nutrients, pollutes occur at least a below certain range tolerated by the plants. Okay. What is the next one is the coming the another. This is the plant diseases. This schematic diagram of the shape and size certain plant pathogens in relation to a plant cell, bacteria, moleculars and protozoas are not found in the nucleus living plant cell. Okay. This is the one type of plant cell. This one is a one type of plant cell. Types of plant disease. In the before types of plant diseases, scope and significance of plant disease we will discuss. Scope and significant. Here, scope and significant plant disease. Next one, plant pathology is concerned with all aspects of plant disease and and thus as a much wider scope than human pathology, which is only one of the many aspects of diseases in man. In man, other aspects being hygienic, public health, immunology, therapy, etc. Immunology and therapy, etc. However, within recent years, within recent years, however, within recent years, plants, however, and what is the main source of the plants is the pathogenic or the importance. This within the recent years, plant pathology have begun the specialize in similar individuals accepts of disease in plants. This is in plants. And the fields in which notable advances have been made are interaction between host and pathogen at the chemical, molecular, and genetical levels of the plant virology. Levels for the plant virology, chemistry of the few fungi toxicity and disease forecasting system. And practical side, there has been much progress in in development of plant protection chemicals and breeding disease resistant varieties. There has been rapid rise in world population. To meet the food need of these people and of the additional millions to come in the next few years, all purpose, all possible methods to increase the world food supply are being purchased. These includes the first one, expansion of crop areas. Second one, improved methods of cultivation. The third one, increased use of fertilizers, increased use of that is called also not chemical fertilized, organic fertilizers. Use next one, use of improved varieties, increased irrigation, improved crop protection. These all are the world food supply being pursued and maintain the methods. Okay. Crop protection from disease and pest reduce the substantial amount of the plant products. Thus, welfare of plants through protection from pests and diseases is of particular interest to mankind. This concern most directly to growers and indirectly to those who support industries on plant products. In a way, Welfare of plants is of concern to every one of us as growers of food and as consumers of many plant products. Plant disease are important as they cause damage to plant and plant products. The kind and amount of losses caused by plant disease vary with the plants or plant products. The pathogen, locality, environment, control method, etc. These are several historical and present examples of losses caused by disease. What is the caused by disease? Wheat, rice, corn, potato, and legumes are source of staple food in different parts of world. These are the different part of world. Stable food is which one? Wheat one, rice, corn, potatoes, and legumes. These are the stable food for the all the part of the different part of the world. Which advancement in human scientists need for fiber, need for shelter, need for paper, need for rubber, drugs. A human scientist to explain to the in the plant, fibers important, shelter important, papers, rubber, drug, etc. Increased tremendously the plant yielding the plant yielding these products suffer from serve losses each year due to pest and diseases. The plant pathologist study the disease causing by the fungi, bacteria, mycoplasma, parasitic higher plants, viruses, viri, nematodes, and protozoans. They also study plant disorders caused by the excess, imbalance, or lack of certain physical or chemical factors such as moisture, temperature, and nutrients. Plant damages causing caused by instant man and other animals are not ordinarily includes in the study of plant pathology. What other areas of science are important? See, before slide, this one. Other sciences. One second, I'll show it. See, this one. Chemistry, physiology, plant is a environmental is there, no? See, this one. While other science are important to plant pathology. Plant pathology utilizes the basic knowledge of botany, mycology, bacteriology, virology, nematology, plant anatomy, plant physiology, genetics, biochemistry, horticultural, soil sciences, forestry, chemistry, physics, meteorology, engineering, and many other branches of sciences. The plant pathology derives many benefits from these sciences. Although plant pathology as a science attempts to increase our knowledge of the causes and development of plant disease. It is also science with a more practical goal. The purpose is to develop controls of all plant disease. The goal is to save the produce which is destroyed by diseases. Control measure control measures are often based on knowing something of the principles of plant pathology, and these principles combine knowledge from entire range of the science. Thus, a plant pathologist were involved with the art or the science of plant pathology must acquire and use knowledge from all disciplines of science as long as man must eat. The plant physiologist pathologist will will find a job to do, enough ensure enough food, fiber, and fuel for all. These are the importance, scope, and significance of the plant pathology. Now, see, you can observe the types of plant diseases. In this one, see, these are the, bacteria, fungi, molluscan, sorry, amoeboids, protozoans, nematodes. These are the importance of that one. See, the first one is the fungi. Fungi is Plasmodium, spore. These are the types of mycelium. Sometimes produce the fungi colonies, sometimes to produce the spores. This is a fungi plant diseases. Next one, bacteria. The next one is the bacteria. See, morphology of bacteria and flagella. This is a fusion. This is a Stephanomyces bacteria. These are the different bacteria causing different types of diseases. Coming to the molluscans. See, this is the molecules or morphology, multiplications, and spiroplasma. And spiroplasma. Next one, parasitic higher hands. Parasitic higher plants. This is the dodder. This is the witchweed. Witch's weed. This one is the witch's weed. This is the dwarf mistiote. This is the broom. This one is the broom rapes. Broom rapes. Next one, viruses. You know, virus causing the disease. Very, very dangerous diseases are there. In the virus, morphology, viroidology, morphology should see this one. Different shapes of virus are there. Last one is the nematodes. Adults, egg, juvenile, protozoans. These are the nematodes. Next one, coming to the another one. See, these are the plants diseases from different types of plant diseases. First thing is the other four types pathogen that causing plant 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one, thread-like parasitic. See, you can observe the first picture. Thread-like parasitic, higher plants, dodder. This is one. Parasiting proper seedlings. Okay, proper seedlings. The second one, this one, tobacco rhaginus spot virus. Respirate from infected plant is the tobacco plant. Infected plant name is called tobacco. The parasitic nematodes. The addictive that is isolated from infected onion bulbs. This is the last one, D1, Protozoa Phytomonas species. Protozoa is a Phytomonas species. In a phloem cell of an oil farm root pathography con, uh, pathography contesti, this work. These all plant diseases causing the different types of plant disease. Coming to the next one. Okay, I'll share another PPT. 1 second, I will share another one. మేడం చెప్పండి. ఒక్క 10 నిమిషాలు అవుతున్నాం ఎందుకంటే అది ఆన్లైన్ క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నాను. పీజీ క్లాస్ అదే వాళ్ళకి ఎంట్రన్స్ వాళ్ళకి చెప్తున్నా అయిన వెంటనే వస్తాం. ఓకేనా? ఓకే. Coming to the another one, I'll explain that one. 1 second. Uh, See, now history is totally complete. How to plant history is there. And next, terminology of plant pathogenic. Who is that one to these are the complete in the history of plant pathogen and how to hygienic. These are things. Symptoms of plant disease. Uh, the terminology of plant, some of terms used frequently in plant pathology are explained below. The disease, pathogen, parasite, pathogenicity, virulence, and aggressiveness. What is the these are? Some of the terms used frequently in plant pathologist. Explained that one, what is disease, what is pathogen, what is parasite, what is the pathogenicity, virulences, and aggressiveness. Okay, some of the plant disease mentioned in Bible, Shakespeare poem, and dramas and other Christian literature. The disease is a rust disease, must, downy mildew, powdery mildews are. In Dutch scientist in 1675, Leeuwenhoek developed the first microscope and in 1683 described the bacteria. They was to seen in bacteria with use for the microscope. The another Italian botanist, Mitchell, scientist Mitchell in 1679, 1737 was the first scientist who studied fungi and their spores. In 1755, French botanist published a paper on burnt or sticking smut of wheat. Burnt smut of wheat or sticking smut of the wheat. In early 19th century, scientists like Parson in 1801 and Fairies in 1821 were studied the classification and nomenclature of fungi, believed that microorganisms originated from disease the French scientist Vivos provide in the 1907 that disease were causing by the microorganisms. During in 1830s or 1845, when the late blight of potato was first spreading in England and Europe country. In 1845, to identify the disease is a late blight disease of potato. First spreading England. Bakerly in 1846, Moran scientist in 1845, and Van Maristes 1842 were who believed that late blight of potato was causing by the fungal disease. Modern plant pathologist laid down by the German scientist Debere, Anton Debere, 1831 to 1888. He studied the heterosome nature of rust fungi and their parasitic nature and role of enzyme in the interaction between pathogen and the host. In the 20th century, the scientists were studied the genetics of the plant disease resistance. They were Wiffen in 1905 to 1912, Arton 1900 to 1909. They worked on control of rust and of wilt disease of cotton, watermelon, cowpea, etc. The another scientist, Sweden scientist Erikson, 1984 found the extension of physiological race in rust fungi. Ward in 1903 and Solomon 1903 discovered physiologic specialization in the rust and powdery mildew of the cereals. And another scientist, Burgif, in 1912 to 1914, stated that with the cell of fungus fusion between dissimilar nuclei can occur. This phenomena he called heterokaryosis. The first demonstration of origin of physiological races through heterokaryosis was given by Hansen and Smith in 1932. The Louis Pasteur and Robert Koch and provide in 1878 anthrax of cattle was causing by the disease bacteria. Another scientist, American scientist T.J. Burley in 1878, the blight disease of apple was causing by the apple disease also causing by the bacteria. The plant disease with which association of nematodes could be noticed first reported by Needham scientist in England 1743. In 1857, Bakerly Scratch had discovered root knot nematodes. The discovery of tobacco moss by Mary in 1986. Smith in 1891 first time demonstrated that budding or grafting could be other method of transmission of plant viruses. In 1892, Inovisky demonstrated the TMB can pass through the bacterial cell. The first virus identification scientist is the Inovisky. In the 1898, demonstrated tobacco TMB meaning tobacco mosaic virus. These tobacco mosaic virus can pass through bacterial cell. In the Beisering provide the virus. The Beisering science to provide the virus in inciting TMB is not a microorganism. The tobacco virus is not a Beisering science. It is not a microorganism. When the discovery of the virus was in the published in 1935 by Stanley. The scientist, another scientist name is Stanley. In 1936, Bowden, England found that the crystalline powder of the viruses contain protein and nucleus. The virus also contain a proteinous layer and one nucleic acid. In 1956, Grieber and Scream spread the protein from nucleic acid and reproduced the virus by inculcating the acid on healthy plant. In 1967, Japan scientists provide that mycoplasmas could be responsible for most of the yellow disease supported to be causing by the in virus plant. This is the first organism to the virus. The second one is the fungi. In the study of fungi in India initiated Europeans in 19th century. They used to collect the fungi in India and send them for identification to laboratories in Europe. And the K.V. Kilter was first Indian scientist who collected and infected fungi in the country. The British scientists, the British government established the Agricultural Research Institute in the Delhi in 1934. Another scientist, Butler, initiated the study of Indian fungi and disease causing by them. He may considered of the father of the plant pathology in India. Who is the plant pathology in India? E.J. Butler, the plant pathology in India. E.J. Butler initiated the study of Indian fungi. Butler, for the first time, identified the disease like wilt of cotton, different diseases from rice, palm, sugarcane, and potatoes. Must one identify the these plants. First one is the rice, second one is the palm, third one is the sugarcane, and fourth one is the potato. His best contribution to plant pathology in India is fungi and disease in plants, written by him and published from Calcutta in the 1918. The details study of fungi and plant diseases, J.F. Druster in 1986 to 1971. His special field of study was the genes Phytophthora. This one is a fungal diseases, the Phytophthora and disease of castor and potato. The Phytophthora fungi causing the two diseases, potatoes and castor. After Butler, in 1920, Mundkar started work control of cotton wilt. Another scientist is the Mukundar. The scientist control of cotton wilt. He is also responsible and identification, classification of large number of Indian smut fungi. This is a Mehra of Agra made an outstanding contribution to plant pathology by discovering the disease cycle the cereals rust in that one. See, the plant disease is a divisions three part. One is the non-parasitic, parasitic viruses disease. Non-parasitic is a disease initiated by that one. This one, another important is there. The terminology also most important of the fungi. Some of the term used frequently in plant pathology, disease, pathogen, parasitic, pathogenicity, virulence, and aggressiveness. it is difficult to define a disease. Okay, this involves harmful physiological changes in plant. We would consider nature of disease in detail. The disease is a pathological process caused by continuous irritation, generally abnormal physiological changes due to non-parasitic agents are referred to as disorders. Uh, Literally, a pathogen is an agent which causes damage, but the term is generally used to denote living organisms as fungi, bacteria. Most pathogens are also parasites in that they derive the nutrient for growth from a living plant the host or suspect. All parasites may not be pathogens. Listen careful. All parasites may not be pathogen. Parasite may be obligate. Obligate meaning biotrophus. Biotrophus is called the obligate. It restricted to living tissue or facultative tissue. When they also colonize living or dead tissue. Next one, necrotrophus. Grow on dead tissue which they kill in the advance, thus more dangerous than biotrophus. Okay. Pathogenicity is the ability to cause disease. It should not be confused with virulence and aggressiveness. Somewhat ambiguous terms, virulence is used as a measure or degree of pathogenicity in a qualitative sense. Thus, a pathogen may have several strains, race of varying viruses, some of which may be avirulent, that is called the non-virulent. Aggressiveness is an extremely ambiguous term used by Gannett describe the capacity of a parasite to invade and grow its host plant and to reproduce on or it in. Inoculum potential. Usually, this is not the whole pathogen. This is not the whole pathogen, but only a part of it that is important in disease. Inoculum is the portion of the pathogen which is transmitted to our contract host and incapable of infecting the host. Thus, inoculum in bacteria cell, in virus particle itself, in nematodes itself, eggs are cyst in fungi, vegetative hyphae, spore. After inoculum has come in contact with suspectable host, where it will be able to infect the host depends on several factors. One of such factor is the inoculum protection of the pathogen. The term coined by Horsfall, the number of infective particles present in the environment of uninfected host. Another one, this one is the a meaning of measure of biological energy available for the colonization of a host. It is therefore a function of inoculum density, nutrient available to the infectious unit that allow them to germinate to grow. The virulence or genetic capacity of the pathogen to causing disease and the susceptibility of the host, which is the controversial or presence in this one. See, in the plant pathologist, three parts to divide. One is the non-parasitic, parasitic viruses. One disease is called the non-parasitic disease infected by main environmental conditions are there in this one. The first one is the low temperature. The chill conditions are low temperature is the first condition. Second condition is the high temperature. The second one is called the high temperature. Third one is called the unfavorable oxygen relation. Unfavorable oxygen relation and relations. Next one, unfavorable soil moisture relation. Fourth one, accumulation of injurious impurities. Sixth one is lightning injury. Sixth one is the lightning injury. Seventh one, mineral deficiency. Eighth one is called injurious atmospheric gaseous, etc. Next one, parasitic. Parasitism, disease incited by animal parasitism. Insects, nematodes, protozoans, birds, and other animals. And the last one is viruses, disease incited by plant and parasitisms. First one is the bacteria, second fungi, third one is the myxomycetes. Fourth one is the phycomycetes, ascomycetes, decidio, ditiro, and third one is the algae. Bacteria, fungi is the many classes involvement. Third one is the algae. And fourth one is the phanerogams. These are the different types of plant diseases. Okay, I'll stop to the class. We will meet next tomorrow.